Welcome to AmeenAcademy.com. Let us do life stories of scientists. In that, we'll discuss about Omar Khayyam. As a mathematician, he is most notable for his work on the classification and solution of cubic equations, where he provided a geometric formulation based on the intersection of conics. He also contributed to a deeper understanding of Euclid's parallel axiom. As an astronomer, he calculated the duration of the solar year with remarkable precision and accuracy, and designed the Jalali calendar, that is a solar calendar with a very precise 33-year intercalation cycle, which provide the basis for the Persian calendar that is still in use after nearly a millennium. Let us further discuss about the life of Omar Khayyam. Omar Khayyam, born 18,048, Neyshābūr, also spelled Nīshāpūri, Khorāsān, now in Iran, died December 4, 1131 in Neyshābūr, was a Persian mathematician, astronomer, and poet renowned in his own country and time for his scientific achievement, but chiefly known to English-speaking readers through the translation of a collection of his Rubáiyāt, the poet, the Rubáiyāt of Omar Khayyam in 1859 by the English writer Edward FitzGerald, the famous poet. Quadrilateral of Omar Khayyam. Omar Khayyam constructed the quadrilateral shown in the figure in an effort to prove that Euclid's fifth postulate concerning parallel lines are superfluous. He began by constructing a line segment AD and BC, equal length perpendicular to the line segment AB. Omar recognized that if he could prove that the internal angles at the top of the quadrilaters formed by connecting C and D are right angles, that he would have proved that DC is a parallel to AB. These are famous postulates. Although Omar showed that the internal angles at the top are equal, his name Khayyam, that is tent maker, may have been derived from his father's trade. He received a good education in the science and philosophy in his native Neyshābūr before traveling to Samarkand, now in Uzbekistan, where he completed the algebra treatise Risalat fil Barahin ala Masail al-Jabr wal Muqabalah, the treatise on demonstration of problems of algebra, on which his mathematical reputation principally rests. In this treatise, he gave a systematic discussion of the solution of cubic equations by means of intersecting conic sections. Perhaps it was in the context of this work that he discovered how to extend Abu al-Wafa results on the extraction of cube and fourth roots to the extraction of nth roots of numbers for arbitrary whole numbers n. He made such a name for himself that the Seljuk Sultan Malik Shah invited him to Isfahan to undertake the astronomical observations necessary for the reform of the calendar. To accomplish this, an observatory was built there and a new calendar was produced, known as the Jalali calendar, based on making 8 of every 33 years leap years. It was more accurate than the present Gregorian calendar, and it was adopted in 1075 by Malik Shah. In Isfahan, he also produced a fundamental critiques of Euclid's theory of parallels as well as his theory of proportion. In connection with the former, his ideas eventually made their way to Europe, where they influenced the English mathematician John Wallis. In connection with the latter, he argued for the important idea of enlarging a notion of numbers to include ratios of magnitudes. His years in Isfahan were very productive ones, but after the death of his patron in 1092, the Sultan's widow turned against him, and soon thereafter Omar went on pilgrimage to Mecca. He then returned to Neyshābūr, where he taught and served the court of an astrologer, philosopher, jurisprudence, history, mathematics, medicine, and astronomy are among the subjects mastered by this brilliant man. Omar's fame in the West is upon the collection of Rubáiyāt or quatrains attributed to him. Omar's poems had attracted comparatively little attention until they inspired FitzGerald to write his celebrated the Rubáiyāt of Omar Khayyam, containing such now famous phrases as a jug of wine, a loaf of bread, and dough. Take the cash and let the credit go. Like this, his Rubáiyāt goes. Each of Omar's quatrains forms a complete poem in itself. So far, we discussed little about the famous mathematician and poet Omar Khayyam. If you have that, please subscribe our YouTube channel.